you know, on TikTok, there are so many videos of just someone building a basic ass house like this. This is so boring, and it doesn't even look good. All right, it looks so bad actually, and the reason why is because everyone uses these blocks, and sometimes they'll have a chimney or something, and it's just boring. Like, it's just like the classic slant, the classic the pillars and all that, cobblestone, oak, and it's so boring. All right, and chests too. So this is a list of blocks you are not allowed to use. All these, okay, here. I actually don't want to blow up something in this world. This is my testing world. All right, we are not going to use these blocks, and we're going to make this build, this piece of garbage, we're going to make it better. All right, and the first thing, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to change the blocks up. All right, so for starters, let's do this trim here. Now, almost every build has a trim. You don't need one, please. You really don't need one. But let's change it with... Okay, let's change it with something super unique. Let's do something like granite and bricks. You know what? Just granite and bricks. I'm on the snapshot, by the way. Let's take something like terracotta, too. Terracotta. You know what? Let's do this. Let's do wax exposed copper. All right, we're going to change it up. All right, I've changed it up a little bit. Now, it doesn't really blend well with the rest of the build, and I think it's these pillars here. Now, the pillars, we don't need them. Honestly, we don't need them. But we're going to keep them there for now. Let's change the wood type. Now, since I'm on the snapshot, I kind of want to try this mangrove plank. We're going to try it, all right? Okay, so I changed it up a little bit, and now it's looking more like a barn. You see, it looks like something realistic. This classic oak house, you will never see in any era. You'll never see that house. It doesn't make any sense. This clear glass and this wooden frame, it doesn't work out. I just want to let you guys know that it just doesn't make sense together. Now, this, however, it looks kind of like a barn. Now, I don't like these windows. As a matter of fact, I don't like clear glass. It doesn't look that good. I mean, glass panes look good, don't get me wrong, but just the clear glass doesn't look good. Like, what I usually use is usually gray glass. It's something like this, gray or light gray. And the reason why is because I prefer building in a medieval or Renaissance sort of build. And back then, they wouldn't have had such clear glass, in fact. Matter of fact, they would usually be pretty dirty glass because they'd mix it with lead. And this makes it more interesting. So we're gonna just get rid of the windows completely for now. For now, we're just gonna get rid of them. Okay, another thing I'm gonna change is I'm gonna make this trim right here. I'm gonna make it a little bit taller, and we're gonna make it taller in different places. So maybe this side it'll be a little bit taller, and the other side it won't be as tall. Alright, so I've decided to just make it all the same length for now, but we might change that up later. You know what? You know what we'll do? I think the first thing... Well, the biggest problem right now is the roof. And the roof is just weird right now. I don't like it at all. And this beam here, it just doesn't work out, alright? So, we're gonna change the shape, because, the biggest problem with modern builds right now, and I mean this in the world as well, is it's just the same shape. It's just a square, you see? And, I do not like that. So we're just going to add some extra stuff. Okay, I've changed stuff up a little bit more. So I added this. This is sort of... My plan for this is it's going to be a tower. Now, I might make it a bit smaller, might make it a bit bigger. I don't know yet. But it's going to be a tower. There's nothing wrong with going with the flow a little bit, alright? You don't need to, draw out a plan. You don't need to be like, okay, so this needs to be 7 blocks long or something like that. Go with the flow a little bit. It's not going to hurt you that much. Alright? Another thing I want to say is that over here. Let me show you something. I'm texturing this, if you haven't noticed. Texture is everything. Texture makes things so much better. Like, the biggest problem with this roof is that it's just the same thing. It's just a slant. Alright? And we're going to work on the roof at the end, but right now we're just going to remove the roof. Alright, so the roof is completely gone, and don't have a decent plan for it right now, but I have an idea. But here's one thing. Now, you got this area right here, and we can fill this in right now. We can make this more of a square, And I said, you know, to avoid squares, but right now we're gonna avoid it. We're gonna just make this into a square. Actually, you know, we'll cut it down because we'll cut it down to let's say about here. Now, one interesting thing is to have different kind of make it clear that there's different levels. So one way to do that is to bring this out. Let me show you. Now, okay, here's just an idea. Here's just an idea. I might change this up later. In fact, I'm gonna change it right now. We're gonna do one quick thing. We're gonna change this into like a dark oak. All right, we're gonna try that. See how that goes. Do I like that better? Do I like that worse? No, I don't hate that much. And then do that. There we go. All right. This is very unique, and one thing we can do right now is change the window colors. Let's change it just to a simple gray. So this is quite different, and it looks a bit more royal. You know, you don't feel like you're, you know, in some sort of barn or anything anymore. You feel more royal. I do like this new wood, this mangrove wood. Really like it. You know, and you know, you might not be playing the snapshot. I'm just doing it because I happen to be in the snapshot. I'm gonna change some one other quick thing. All right, I don't know. I just added these little things. So there's a little thing right there and a little thing right there. I added blue just to contrast with the red. It looks kind of cool, right? You know. All right, let's go on to the next part. All right, so we got this area over here. We got this area over here, and then we got the back. You know what? Let's do what we did on the front to the back, but we're gonna add a balcony. I don't know. This might not work, but we're gonna add a balcony. All right, so did this right now, and one cool thing. So I added this door here. That's one thing that's nice. Also, just to texture it up, I didn't just make the same. I didn't just add the same thing like that right now. And, you know, and that doesn't look bad, but just to change it up a bit, I did this, and it kind of makes a cool blend with this, and it looks really cool. And just to here, let's not use that. We're gonna use a lantern. Okay, so I added some lanterns right here too, and you know that it lightens the area up, you know, and it looks cool. Okay, over here we're also gonna add a cool, just a you know, same size balcony. No, we're gonna make this balcony a little smaller. We're gonna make it a little bit different too. All right, so I added this balcony and this little window right here, and I really like this little window. You know what? I'm gonna add a little lantern right here, and I added these little things over here too. I'm gonna add lanterns right there. Then I realized that this lantern doesn't work here, so I'm gonna just change that with something else, like, let's say, well, you know what? This might be a little weird, but let's just add. No, I don't like that. You know what? Let's add flower pot. Maybe let's do one of these cornflowers. Cool. This is a cool little flower there. Yeah, but this balcony is really cool. The whenever you have an angle or something right here, it always looks so cool. And right here, you can add some barrels right here. This is always a nice decoration. It works for almost any build. You know, that's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. And it just looks so nice. It looks very simple and nice. We're gonna add something right here later. All right, but the next thing we gotta do is this area, this whole area right here. Now we have a lot of possibilities, but I'm gonna do something right here that's gonna change some things up. Now, whenever you have, you have multiple walls here, one thing is you don't want to put a window on every single wall. So right here, I'm gonna do just a tiny little flower area right here. Just, we can change these things up later, but right now this is a nice, cute flower area. Always is just a nice, fancy thing we can do. Let's do that. One thing I strongly suggest is don't do the same colored flower or something, just in a similar color. But yeah. Now, as you can see, a lot of the upper walls I've made are kind of jutting out. One thing to do for this wall is just not make it jut out. Just change it up a little bit and have something like this instead. And it just makes some variety, and it looks pretty cool too. Now we're gonna need to put something on this wall. I am just gonna I'm just gonna do 2 of these. Oh, and another thing is, we take some we stereotypicalize and You don't need to be afraid to use stuff like a mushroom or anything like that in the overworld, or something like this that's supposed to be in the nether. It looks perfectly fine and actually pretty cool in the overworld. Works out pretty well. Okay, now the difficult part is going to be this tower over here, and well, the roof is probably going to be the hardest part, but we're gonna add this right here just to understand that there's some sort of wall right here. But yeah, there's this area right here. Now, before we do the inside, and for the record, I'm not going to go through the inside on this. I'm just going to do the outside. But let's do this part right here. Now we're going to build this tower up a little bit more, and it's going to be still the same sort of texture. Now, looking at this, I'm thinking, okay, you know, it's alright, but what if we do something interesting? Now, if you see one of Green's videos, he does this thing where he makes it darker at the bottom and lighter on the top. And that's what I'm going to try to do with this. I'm going to make this pink go into more of an orange, alright? So we're going to change some things up. We're going to take something like the just normal waxed block of copper. We're going to take stuff like a stripped acacia. And then we're also going to take something, let's think about this. We're going to take something like smooth sandstone. And we're going to try to make it blend a little bit. Alright, we're going to say that's good enough. We're just going to, for some funsies, just add a little texture into here, just to make it look like a better blend. Let's go right here. Alright. Alright, okay, alright, right here. This is pretty good. So we have a different blend, and it looks a little bit more interesting now. Now, the most difficult part. You're gonna hate this. We're gonna do a roof, all right? And how we do a roof is, you know, the main thing we don't want to do is just make it a normal kind of slant. Another thing, we want it to sort of contrast with the body, and the body is red. And if you didn't know, you look at that color thingy, and the red contrasts with green. Now, I'm thinking of doing something like this, but we're going to just make it out of copper in general. Alright? It's going to be kind of a blend like this. First thing I like to do is make a kind of a trim to the roof. So let me... We're going to make this out of dark oak, just because dark oak always, I don't know what it is, dark oak makes the best trims. Alright, so here's the trim I made, and just to know, I used, you know, the stairs, the slabs, and this. So, these sections I cut off here, this is to know that this is where the roof is going to peak. These are the areas where the roofs are going to peak. Alright, you see that? And there will obviously be some sort of curve in this roof. So we're gonna make it out of copper. We're gonna start with a non-oxidized copper to more of an oxidized copper at the top, and I might even just use warp planks at the top. Okay, so here I got something right here. I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I don't like it, but it's pretty cool. Not gonna lie, it's got a uniqueness to it. Here, let me just add something right here. Okay, so we got this uniqueness right here. It kind of blends. There's different layers to it, just like an ogre, you know, if you know what I mean. Just to make it a little bit interesting, if you know what I mean. I really hope you know what I mean, man. I really hope. So there's always this area right here, and we gotta fill it up with something. What I usually do is I just fill it up with the bottom layer. So let's just do something like that. And then this one's a nice big window, and what we can do right here is make a window right here. It's a perfect place to do that. Okay, you know, that's unique. I like it. And just to change some things up, we can add a button. Do they have? They have a mangrove button. All right, good. I'm actually, the build's sort of growing on me. Oh, completely forgot about this. We're gonna change this to a mangrove. I might just like that. Ooh, gotta change that too. Okay. Yeah, I like it. Okay, so I have these things hanging right here, and these are perfect for chains. Perfect for chains. And you can always have a little thing right here. Now, you never want to do it more than 2. More than 2, it's just too much. It's too much. Oh my gosh, please help me. Right here, we can change it up though. Now this might be a little interesting. I don't know what you'll think of this, but this is just an idea. So you can take something like this, put it right there. Oh gosh, sorry. Now, right now, you're thinking, oh, wait, that's floating them, donkey. Well, you shut up, then. Because we're... Oh, excuse me. Man, it's been... Well, I'm going to... Wait, no. Bone meal. Boom. And we're going to do something like this. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Now it looks like a hanging plant. It's kind of cool, though. You know? It's kind of cool. Alright, so we've got this tower right here. And then you can see the roof is a little taller than the tower. That's fine, you know? I still haven't done the top of the tower yet. And what we're gonna... You know what? You see... You know, I hate when my inventory is like this. It's really, really annoying. So we're just gonna clear the inventory. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna completely change the top of the roof. The top of the roof is gonna be completely different. We're gonna use warped for it. Because you should really look at a color wheel when you build stuff. If you see there's the orange and blue contrast. And this is kind of an orangey... This is kind of a bluey greeny. And contrasts look so good. You'd think I'm crazy, and you know what? I probably am, but contrast is just amazing. All right, so we got this crib right here, and here we'll change this up a little bit. And yeah, just changes it up a little bit. Pretty unique. It's pretty cool too. We're gonna have to texture this tower a little bit more, change it up a little bit more. But so far this is pretty cool. All it needs is a little roof. Now, we might have to contrast the roof again. And a nice thing to do is just to have a darker block. Now, the perfect thing for this is deep slate. The deep slate tiles is the perfect thing for a roof. It just works out so well. So we're gonna do that. Alright, here we go, and I might change some things up just a little bit, like, for example, just do that, add a little bit of texture right there. Kind of cool. You can just add a couple of other things, like, that. Alright, there we go, and just to add some stuff to here, we can add some lanterns. And just to make it interesting, we'll add some soul lanterns, so they go really well with the warped look. And to add another contrast, we can make some red and orange windows to this. I think that would look really cool. And one more quick thing, we can add a little small trapdoor right here. It usually just adds a lot to it. And there we go. We got something pretty simple right there. Now, one thing, you know, there's always this kind of space right here, and you think, oh, what am I supposed to do there? Here, we can add a couple of things to this. One thing, we're gonna have some lanterns hanging, and another thing, we're gonna have a window. Or we can do both right now. Here's a cool little lantern thing that's kind of jetting out. It's pretty cool. I like it. Then we're gonna add a window right here just to change some things up. We'll stick with our classic design for the window that we've been using throughout this build. We'll do one of these, and there we go. There we got that too. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Now, we got the basic house down, and it looks pretty cool. Now, all we need is just some small details at the bottom. Now, as you can see, the lower to the ground is like the dirtier it is. So, we need to just add some dirty things. For example, we can just have a hay bale. We can have a hay bale, not just one singular hay bale, but we can, add a hay bale sort of directionally like that. That looks pretty good. We can also add some stuff like composters. What I learned a nice, cool build hack from Jaracraft. It's just, oh, I love this. What you do is you take a food, take something more organic, something like that, potato, and let's do carrot. And then what you do is you set up an area where you just have some labels. And these are invisible item frames. There's a little, you can look up the thing, what the command is to get that. And if you don't have this in Bedrock or something like that, I don't really know. Yeah, or you're doing survival. I'm sorry if you don't You probably might not be able to do the invisible item frame thing, but you could, there are some resource packs and some stuff like that you can download. So yeah, there's a thing just to make it a little bit rougher. And another thing is you can add a road that goes to it. A nice thing to do. I usually like a more muddier road, so we can do something like that. Puzzle, and this is kind of my favorite go-to one. Here, we'll do that instead. And then you can just kind of spam it. So here's just one idea, and this is more of a dirtier kind of some sort of medieval kind of suburban area or something like that, or more of a village. And over here I can do more of a village sort of look. I'm just gonna say avoid polished stuff. It just looks too modern if you want to do that. Good ones to go to, something like that, and then maybe brick and like a cracked brick as well. So we got stone brick and then a cracked stone brick, and maybe we can add a mossy. I personally won't do mossy right now, and we're just gonna do kind of a street sort of esque thing. And here's sort of a street, just kind of a street, kind of a walking street. If you want, you could say it's a sidewalk. And a nice thing to add to that is a little lamp. One of my favorite designs here. Let me do it. That's pretty cool. Well, here you got it. A pretty cool build right here. And as you can tell, it's much cooler and better than the last build you saw. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching.